Has China just made Apple's genuine parts checking software completely obsolete? Apple launched their self-service repair center in April 2022, promising you the freedom to repair, while charging ridiculous prices to use it. And yes, you can buy and fit genuine Apple batteries, but they're expensive and that cost just gets passed straight onto the customer. But while Apple was celebrating a new revenue stream, developers in China quietly cracked the one thing Apple said was impossible: the iPhone parts pairing system. When iOS 18 came out, Apple finally allowed aftermarket batteries to show their health again, but they still left you with that dreaded message: unable to verify this iPhone has a genuine battery. If you ever swapped a battery, you know exactly what that message does to customer confidence. You'll install a perfectly good part, the phone works flawlessly, and then the customer still doubts you. The only real fix to this was the long method that I showed in a previous video. Removing the old BMS, spot welding that to a new cell, adding the tag on flex, then flashing the device. It worked, but it took ages. I've been repairing phones for 8 years and I've dealt with this exact problem more times than I can count. Customers see that warning and immediately question the part you fitted, even if it's been a perfect repair. So when these new batteries are released, I tested them straight away. And in this video, I'm going to show you the secret as to how exactly they work, how fast the repair now is, and whether this finally makes the old method obsolete. So let's get started. Before this iPhone 13 goes to its next home, it needs a new battery because this one's at 78%. To get to the battery, we first need to remove 2 security pentalobe screws. This phone is caked in years of grime and it's stopping us getting a good connection with the screws. So first, we give it a little clean with alcohol and this toothbrush. Now that it's slightly cleaner, we can finally start to remove the 2 anti-repair screws from the bottom of the phone. There's still dirt in here, so we'll need to give it a good clean later. Now we use a heat pad to heat the phone to 80 degrees C for about 4 minutes. Once the phone's a good temperature, we can place it into this screen opener. If you don't have one of these, you can use a razor blade as I've shown in some of my other videos. You want to twist really slowly here. When you feel resistance, you stop, then add 99.9% isopropanol alcohol. Then give the dial one more turn. You should see the phone screen lifting slightly. If you don't, just wait a little longer, add more alcohol, and then do another quarter turn again. The screen had some dirt on it, so I give it a little clean to make sure it'll stick to the screen holder suction cups. Dust, debris, and fingerprints love these lenses, so we protect them with these little stickers. Now we can start removing the 3 screws that hold down the shield, covering the proximity, Face ID, and other flex cables. There are another 3 screws holding down the shield, protecting the battery and the screen connectors. Now we disconnect the battery, the screen, and the proximity flex so we can safely remove the display. The easiest way to remove the battery is with 99% alcohol. Think of an all-inclusive in Spain before they brought in the 6-drink limit and ruined the fun. If you're repairing an iPhone 14, 14 Plus or anything above the 15 series, use a little less alcohol or it can make its way into the rear glass and you'll have to wait for that to dry. Here I'm using a little spudger to help pry the battery out of the housing. If you're struggling, just use some more heat and it should come out really easily. One of the easiest ways to remove the glue that's been left behind is with a spinning rod tool just like this. Once the glue's been removed, I use alcohol to clean the residue. Before I replace the battery, I want to remove the old sealant so that the new one can be properly applied again later. I again use the spinning tool and then more alcohol on a cotton bud so that the adhesive can stick properly. This can take a bit of time to get perfect, but the cleaner the frame is, the better the waterproofing will be later. This is the new battery. It comes in this box, and it's a standard capacity like original. It has the glue sticker, an information leaflet, and the battery itself. Unlike my previous videos, there's no spot welding or any fancy tricks needed here. Simply add the new adhesive battery sticker and plug it in. If you're looking for these batteries and you're in the UK, they're currently available on my website. Links in the description. These work by using a genuine battery chip IC7037, so the phone believes it's got a genuine battery, and then alters the battery health to 100%. These also show 0 cycles, and this changes accurately when the phone is discharged and charged. A good tip for installing the battery is to connect it before placing the cell down. It makes sure that it's aligned correctly to the housing and stops you trying to move a glued battery later on, which can be a real pain. Now that the battery's in place, we can finally apply the new glue sticker to the housing. We need to make sure that this is aligned well so we get an OEM finish. I use this little carbon fibre spudger to make sure that the sticker's pressed down well. After we know it's been stuck down sufficiently, we can remove the first bit of protective alignment plastic. The lady who bought this phone will probably want to be able to hear people on calls, so we need to clear the speaker mesh. First I protect the front camera and the dot projector glass so they don't get dirty. Cleaning glass in such a small space is not really a fun task. Then I use a toothbrush and more alcohol to make sure the mesh is squeaky clean. So because we're trying to make the phone waterproof again, we have to also clean the frame of the screen. It's quickest to use a spinning tool for this, and then you guessed it, the alcohol and the cotton bud make another appearance to make sure the frame's perfectly clean. Now it's time to add the screen back to the phone again. These suction cups really do help here, but if you don't have one of these, don't worry, you can hold it in place with one hand and connect the front proximity and the screen with the other. We can now add the protective shields back into place. These are my new screwdrivers that allow you to get the perfect pressure that stops you from over tightening or stripping screws. I'll leave a link in the description if you want some. I really like them so far. My aim with every repair that I do is to make it look better than it did from factory. I always try to clean off any fingerprints or marks that were left behind when Tim Cook himself was assembling the phones. I think this is one of my favourite parts of the repair, finally being able to remove the last bits of plastic on the waterproof glue stickers, and then removing the protective stickers covering the Face ID. There was one last bit of plastic on the left that I removed here, but I forgot to press record. I also didn't capture the removal of 2 more stickers. Did you manage to spot which ones they were? If you did, leave a comment below. Now that the repair is complete, we can close the phone. This whole process should take you about 20 to 30 minutes. It's much shorter compared to the longer version of my previous video. Most of the time is spent cleaning the old battery glue and the waterproof adhesive. Most shops don't do this, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so this can take a bit longer. Now for the final test. Will the phone pass Apple's genuine software calibration tool? Let's find out. Once the iPhone is restarted into Repair Assistant, we can simply follow the steps to configure the battery. The iPhone believes that this is a genuine battery, so it's been a successful repair. This method's great if you're looking to quickly replace customers or even your own battery. Just a reminder to those of you in the UK, if you wanted to buy these batteries, they are for sale on my website, but they're selling quite fast. If you buy multiple, you will save money on shipping. This battery will show as genuine use in the settings of the phone. If you want to remove the battery message entirely, you can watch the older tag on Flex method here.